What is going on, guys? It's Chris here from Spartanjesters, and today I got the Templar class skill paths for you guys. The three of them, consisting of Heidrick's Spear, Dawn's Wrath, and Restoring Light, are actually very interesting, so let's take a look at them. The first one, Heidrick's Spear, starts us off with its ultimate, Radial Sweep. Sweeps a conjured weapon in a deadly arc, dealing magic damage to all enemies around you. This seems to be an AoE kind of keeping the aggression on you, so this looks to be the tank spec. Another is Puncturing Strikes, a 4-hit attack dealing chain damage to any foes in front of you. The final hit knocks back the closest enemy. Piercing Javelin hurls a spear dealing damage and knocking down the target backwards. Force Charge, charge at an enemy, interrupting them and dealing magic damage. Spear Shards deal magic damage to all enemies in a target area. One target is disoriented for a short period of time. An ally may pick up the spear, granting both of you bonus damage for a short amount of time. Here we can see the first buff from Heidrick's Spear. Then we've got Sun Shield. Create a damage absorption shield with strength based on your maximum health, dealing damage to nearby enemies on activation. The shield returns damage and is replenished by a small amount each time it is struck by an enemy. The Templar no longer regenerates magicka while the shield holds. After that we have Piercing Spear. Increases the critical strike chance with spear abilities and deal bonus damage to blocking targets. Here we can see that spears are actually going to be a weapon in the Elder Scrolls Online, but we already knew that. But blocking targets mean that you can actually penetrate them, and make sure you do an extra damage to them. Spear Wall. Increase the amount of damage you block while you have a spear ability slotted. So basically if you've got a Piercing Spear down, Spear Wall is a passive and it will basically increase the amount of damage that you can absorb or block. Burning Light. Adds a chance to deal bonus damage with spear skills. Again, like Spear Wall, but damaging. And Balanced Warrior, the last passive in the Heidrick Spear line. Increase your weapon power and spell resistance by a small amount. Looks very promising. The Heidrick Spear kind of looks like a DPS / tanking spec, but as we said, there really is no Holy Trinity in the Elder Scrolls Online. Up next we have Dawn's Wrath. Its ultimate, Nova, calls forth a miniature sun at your target location, causing all nearby enemies to deal less damage while taking damage over time. Allies may activate the Supernova synergy, dealing damage and stunning all enemies in the area. Sunfire hurls a white hot projectile at the enemy, dealing both initial damage and initial damage over time. The target is snared for a short duration. Solar Flare. Deal damage to the target and nearby enemies. Afflicted foes take extra damage from the next attack. This seems to be sort of a control AoE spec. But let's keep reading. Backlash. Stores up incoming damage. When the effect ends, nearby enemies take some base damage plus the full amount of damage taken by the Templar during the backlash duration. So this is kind of, let's say someone starts attacking you, you activate Backlash, it absorbs it and then it lets it out. Eclipse. The Templar reflects negative single attack spells back towards the casters. Recasting the Eclipse spell becomes more expensive for a short time. So this is kind of like a spell reflect to some degree, but we're not too sure yet. We need to see some sort of gameplay on it. Binding Light. Cause all incoming enemy attacks to miss. Sometimes a missed attack causes the attacker to become off balance. Now I'm not too sure what off balance means. It may stagger, it may mean that you get stunned for a bit. We're not too sure. We haven't seen much on this. Enduring Rays. Increase the duration of all Dawn Wrath abilities. Now this is a passive, so this means it's pretty effective. Prism. Gain additional ultimate when activating a Dawn Wrath ability. So if you activate Backlash and then you activate Nova, it'll probably do more, it'll last longer. Illuminate. Take less incoming damage from enemies when you are effective of your Dawn Wrath abilities. So if you use Solar Flare, or Sunfire, or even Backlash, you'll take less damage from the enemies affected by that. And Restoring Spirit restores a small amount of magicka when activating an ability. So this is kind of like, I'll activate Dawn's Wrath, or I'll activate Backlash or Solar Flare, but it'll also give me 10% of that back. So that's the Dawn Wrath ability looked at. It looks very promising to be a control spec. And last but not least, Restoring Light. Sounds of it? Yeah, it sounds like the healer class. Its ultimate, Rite of Passage, channels a restorative aura. Nearby allies take less damage while channeling. Heals the caster while channeling. This seems to be sort of a mist kind of, you'll cast it out, it'll heal you, and it'll heal others as well. Rush Ceremony. Heals a nearby wounded ally. This seems to be a kind of a major ability, because if you have, let's say, 20 people in the middle, and you throw it out, it'll heal one of those guys. So, I mean, if you're kind of affected on someone, maybe it'll be someone that's actually doing most of the damage or controlling. Healing Ritual. Heals all nearby allies. The caster receives additional healing. This also is an amazing cooldown by the sounds of it. Restoring Aura. When slotted, you have increased stamina and health regeneration. When activated, allies regenerate health and stamina at a faster rate. This is a buff. This seems to be when you activate it, it'll affect everyone in your surrounding area, and it'll affect you as well. Cleansing Ritual. Instantly removes a negative effect from the caster and heals allies in the area. Allies may activate Purify, removing all negative effects. Now I said Purify, but it's Purify. Come on, I'm Irish, leave me alone. Ruin Focus. Creates an area of self-protection, gaining immunity to interrupt effects and taking less damage while less effects last. Basically, this sounds like a bubble, meaning you won't get interrupted, so it's a cooldown. You got 100 people running at you, activate it. You're gonna be fine. Next up on the passive list is Master Ritualist. Increases resurrection speed. Players are all resurrected with additional health, with a chance of not consuming a soul gem in the process. Lightweaver. Your Restoring Light abilities gain the following effects: Restoring Aura, duration increased, Healing Ritual, cost reduced, and Rite of Passage, take less damage while channeling. Mending. Increase the critical strike of Restoring Light abilities on an ally. And Focused Healing increases the healing done to allies standing in the area of protection. Rite of Passage, Cleansing Ritual, and Ruin of Focus. So that's all for the Restoring Light tree and the Templar's 3 paths. I hope you did enjoy and find this guide informationally awesome. Make sure you do leave a like below, and make sure to leave a comment on what you want to see next week, or just a question in general. We'll try and answer them if we can. Thanks very much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Chris out.